Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. Are you acidic or are you alkaline? Where is your body at? Is your body working for you or is it working against you? One of the most common kind of catchphrasey things nowadays, everyone's talking about alkaline and acidic, and I thought I'd explain the basics to you today. So just imagine, our body has this imaginary alkaline corridor that I've talked about in previous episodes, and I wanted to just break it down a little bit further today. Life takes us in and out of the alkaline corridor all day, every day. What I care about as a naturopath is how quick you bounce back in. That's all that matters. Easy way to think about how your body's going. When we are more acidic, we crave more crappy acidic foods. And I'll talk about those kind of foods shortly. And when we're in the alkaline corridor and everything's working for us, we feel great. Energy's on top, mind's on top. We crave the good foods. We don't go craving the crappy kind of foods. That's an easy, quick, bottom line kind of measure as to, generally where we are. So our body is meant to be more to the alkaline scale, not a long way, but it's meant to be more alkaline, but our gut is meant to be acidic. And easy way to think of foods, what foods are going to keep you in that alkaline corridor is the closer the food is to nature, the less human intervention, the more alkaline it is. Thing is, it's not just foods we have to worry about. Stress, worry, overwork, negative thinking, guilt tripping ourselves, just doing life can kick us outside of the alkaline corridor faster than crappy food can. And in my clinic over the years, I have met fruitarians, not just vegans and vegetarians, but fruitarians. Yeah, they only have fruit. Breatharians who, live just on air. But they're so stressed out about trying to be healthy, they end up being more acidic and off track with their health than if they had a diet easier for them to be able to stick to. Now, I don't believe there's any perfect model. I believe that if you can stick to as close to nature as you can, the majority of the time, 80, 90% of the time, your body will work for you, because stress, worry, and overwork has to be managed as well. Just eating clean is not going to do it. Interesting. A few of the acidic forming kind of foods are things like tea and coffee, alcohol, soft drinks. Makes sense. All of those refined and crappy, sugary kind of foods, that makes sense, as well as all your refined and crappy kind of processed foody foods. Just think, if you're not looking at that luscious, close to nature kind of salady thing, well, if it's had that processing stuff done to it, it's going to be more to the acidic forming scale than the alkaline forming scale. Some of the best alkaline forming foods are things like all your darkest greens, like dark greens, all your broccolis and all your cruciferous kind of vegetables, cauliflower, broccoli. I like to grow my own, I grow rocket and I grow spinach and the evergreen spinaches, all the range of green vegetables. I grow my own cabbages. All those kind of things are really, really, really superfoods when it comes to being alkaline forming. So anything green, colorful, fresh, crunchy, so good. Nuts and seeds, but again, not the processed, the raw nuts and seeds, not the roasted, salted, all that kind of thing, because you've taken it a step away from nature. Root vegetables are good, but again, just, lightly steamed or, being cooked in a careful way to not, denature. Don't go smothering them with sauces and shit. That's the easiest way to think of it. And citrus fruits. Citrus fruits are actually alkaline forming, and the biggest one is lemon. So people think, but a lemon is acidic. Yeah, it's acidic outside our body. But what we care about as naturopaths is a lemon is alkaline forming in our gut. That's what matters. So it's not just that it's acidic. Same as, tomatoes can be considered acidic, but they can also be alkaline forming. So remember, your grandmother may have done it, or a lot of people still do it nowadays, which is great. I'm a big fan of it. And that's having some freshly squeezed lemon juice in, a glass of warm water first thing in the morning. It's great. It's an excellent way to be able to just start that more alkaline process for the day. So acidic, just think, gives you things like all the crappy inflammation and lifestyle kind of ailments, and then resulting all the crap skin as well. When our body is more alkaline, we get that really clear kind of glow about us. Aches and pains are diminished. Blood sugar levels are usually happier. Long-term to, our circulatory systems, our heart, and all of our other body systems have more chance of achieving good health. And when your body is more alkaline, you've got less chance of growing the nasty cancers and things like that. But like I said, stress, worry, overwork, negative emotions, they will make your body more acidic than crap food. So it's not just about eating healthy, it's about managing stress levels as well. Something interesting is that when we are outside the alkaline corridor, our taste buds actually change, and they change to the point that we crave shitty, crappy foods. And then we stress out because we're not being fed the right foods we need to fuel our body properly. And we end up on this spiral that takes us down and down and down. So when you're in the acidic corridor, it can feel so hard to come back to that alkaline center sometimes. When you know damn well whether it's a healthy salad or a healthy meal is going to be far better for you than a bloody can of V and a packet of chips. The reality is you've got to flip your taste buds back. And that takes about generally between 4 and 10 days for most people. If you're having a true alkaline diet and you're using herbs or something to help manage your stress as well, so that that's not kicking you outside the corridor, staying inside the alkaline corridor the majority of the time for 4 to 10 days usually flips most people's taste buds back to being more alkaline. And the cool thing is that you then crave good food. So many people talk about that they lose the taste for alcohol, they lose the taste for coffee, they lose the taste for those kind of foods when their body is more alkaline. So what is the solution? The solution is to eat close to nature the majority of the time. Get off the bum glue, the refined and processed grains, the white bread, white rice, white pasta. Go back to my episode 14 of my podcast. Listen to that. All the details are there. Manage your sugars and skip the crap sugars. We need sugar in our diet. Sugar, good sugars close to nature, help take amino acids up into our brain to feed our happy hormones. It's important, but the crappy sugars are not cool. You can check out them in episode 32. We want to manage our caffeine. I don't say to anyone you have to go caffeine free, but reduce or eliminate it. We need to be able to manage our stress. We need to be able to manage our water intake. So I've done in every episode, I think I've talked about water, a minimum of 33 mil per kilo per day. And water counts as water. It's important. It's part of the process to keep our body flushed, kidneys, everything moving so that we are less acidic. When it comes to managing your stress, it's all about the adaptogens. Episode 7, I really nailed that. I'll put a link in the show notes to the adaptogen tonic that I like to take. That helps me to be able to stay in that alkaline corridor. Works a treat. And I work with people of all ages. I work with people of all health states, from people being so far off track, you'd think, they're not going to come back on track in this lifetime. And yet, if they want to do it, they can. Know that it's never too late. It's never too late to go, I'm going to come back on track. Will you be uncomfortable for 2 or 3 days if you've been eating really shitty, sugars and caffeines and all those? Yeah, you're probably going to crave them and have a caffeine headache and stuff. Is it worth it to your health? Absolutely. Absolutely. So just know that it's never too late to come back on track. And for me, the motivation for me is I don't want to wait to grow the nasties later in life from being in the acidic corridor the majority of the time. Do I like the fun foods like you do too? Absolutely. But the majority of the time, I still look to an alkaline forming diet the majority of the time. And I really consciously manage my stress with adaptogen herbs. It's really important. So leaving you with 3 healthy life hacks today. One is we've got to reduce or eliminate the acidic foods. Have a look what you're really eating of a day. But also, it's not just what you're eating, but how you're eating it. So I've talked in previous podcasts about people who will sit and eat their meal in front of the TV at night. Well, you're taking in all that negative emotions. So remember the impact I said that negative emotions have on the new stress levels, which then on your body from an acidifying point of view. Number 2, we want to be able to eat close to nature the majority of the time, so that you want to be having more alkaline forming foods. And number 3, healthy life hack number 3, of course, is we've got to manage our stress. Just eating a raw, vegan, organic, paleo, keto, whole foods, bloody whoopty-doopy diet does shit if you're going to stress out. So we need to look at managing your stress as well. If you want to check out the show notes, head over to healthylifehacks.com.au and you'll be able to find those foods that I spoke about, nice and easy for you to check out so you know how to manage that. And in the next episode, check in. Go and make sure that you subscribe to the podcast, because I'm going to be talking about how to manage a dysfunctional workplace. And post-pandemic, or we're still in the pandemic, so many people are working from home, and that could be a dysfunctional workplace for you as well. So I'll be talking about all those things next time. And then I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcasts to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.